His first season was such a spectacular success that we are now intending an entire program of neglect any opportunity to share her. Tell me, Amy dear, are you much off?
Marmee has always encouraged us to support the Ladies' Aid Society at their bazaar on Saturday.
And I don't doubt that.
What about you, Josephine?
Oh, my scribbling keeps me too busy for charity schemes.
In the general way with a.
It pays me. Oh, I don't know a word of anything, only English. And I can't keep it any sort of study, and I can't. It's such a slippery, silly sort of language. Beth, shall I call Marmee?
Please don't. Don't call her and don't tell her.
Are you in pain?
A little, but I can bear it. When you struck my head.
I wish you would tell me what was troubling you.
I had a letter from Aunt Carol today.
Did she grill you about your charitable activities?
No. Companion for her daughter Florence.
To go with her? Aunt Carol wants me to go to Europe with her?
London, England, Stonehenge, Edinburgh, Paris, France, Venice, Italy.
But she wants me.
I'm sorry, Joe. I know how much that would have meant to you.
It isn't fair, Mommy. All I ever do is work.
Joe, you'd have had... And I'm not sure that that wouldn't have cost you dearly.
How can you tell? I wish I could say I do it gladly, but to me kindly. I was too thoughtless and too blunt, and I have an anyone see, Lori.
You never let people see your soft side.
I'd rather not talk about my soft side. I know your grand plans now.
For a while.
Well, aren't Joe!
John came to the house to fetch Marmee. It's happening, Joe.
Eyes yet.
Surprise.
Hi, Jupiter. Twins.
A boy? It's the joke of the season, isn't it?
Laurie might ride by in a minute. He went out to play billiards.
First nip of fall in the air. No pen and no ink today?
I've penned and I've inked in every room of the house this week, and not one has proved more conducive than the garret. Where are you floating off to on that cloud of cologne and pomade?
Eugenia Randall's house?
Eugenia Randall. Is she the girl you send a rose to every morning of your sophomore year?
She's giving a tea party so everyone can see her engagement presents. She was a delicious romp and a fine flirt,
Marmee
but
doesn't like that sort of girl.
Marmee didn't raise that sort of girl.
I wouldn't know how to flirt even if she had allowed it.
I flirt constantly. I can't help myself. But what I really like are sensible, straightforward, modest young women.
Joe? Joe, dear, I want you.
Lori, this won't do.
What is it, Joe?
I want to go away. To a hospital in a big city to train to...
Over.
Do you think disease has stopped existing? Because people will always need help, Marmee.
And what do you need, Joe? Because
I need to not live out my entire life in the tiny town where I was born. I need to see things and be things because I'm terrified that if I don't, my writing will have to be forced out of nothing and go. And I need to get away from Laurie. Fond of me. No. A brother, and that won't change. I know it won't change.
good. Because you and Laurie, you're too much alike. Both have hot tempers and strong wills.
I know that. Because I've seen that. It with anybody. And I don't intend to try. Laurie needs a girl like Beth, Marmee. Beth loves Laurie in the most tender, most hopeful, most hopeless way.
And that's what's been troubling her?
It's been breaking her heart, and it will break mine too if I stand in the way of what might be the better thing.
You'll hate New York.
I might, but I like the son of Mrs. Kirk's boarding house.
You're going there as a governess to her children.
If she didn't need a governess, and if she wasn't an old friend of Marmee's, I wouldn't be going to New York at all. Independence has its charms. It also has its challenges. But I make shift, and so far haven't disgraced myself at all. Mrs. Kirk's house is a veritable Babel. There's a professor from Germany. He's raising 2 nephews after his sister died.
Kennst du das Land, wo die Zitronen blühen? Im dunklen Bad die Goldorangen glühen.
Elise, can I get past?
This is too heavy for such a little one as you. Give it to me.
Thank you.
It always pains me when I...
Yes. It pains me too. Kitty, Minnie, what in mercy's name are you doing?
Oh, we're playing a game of menagerie, Miss March. Freund seine Meer.
He's feeding them ginger cake.
Meanwhile, I'm an elephant. No ginger cake for me.
I've been here. They appeal to me, sir.
Damit mit dem Engel fliegen konnte. Hand in hand. Now Miss March will now read from the English book, so as to...
Then the child opened his eyes and looked into the glorious, happy face of the angel. And at the same moment, they found themselves in that heavenly home, and God pressed the dead child to his heart with the angel, hand in hand.
Miss March, you're writing home.
No, I'm just writing. I've read a little. I struggle with his notion that we don't conform to the world, but the world conforms to us.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Next week, may I take the...
I would like that.
Yeah? Yeah, that's great.
Take those painted eggs to your room and don't leave them anywhere but in vain, including mine.
My nephews enjoy their handicrafts with you.
I like teaching boys. Better than teaching girls, but don't tell Mrs. Kirk.
No, no. Observe this. This illustration. Into a house with their children. Look, more of it there is. Yeah, it's better they play with gunpowder than they read such things. The weekly volcano. Let it burn. You know, I have no patience for those who create this bad trash.
Every other week I publish a story in that magazine, and every penny I earn in exchange for them goes to the good of someone I love. My sister, not to you.
Your sister is sick?
She isn't strong. I've been saving up so I can take her to the ocean. Does that still make my stories bad trash in your eyes?
I have not words. I wish instead to.
The complete works of Shakespeare.
There's a universe of literature within these boards. Shakespeare earned his living by his pen. But he also created that the world is still sustained by them. One need not exclude the other.
You know so much more than I do. Professor Bear, I've decided to go home for a short while. Next week. I've had another payment, which means I have enough to take my sister to the sea. She needs the air very badly. Yes.
Godspeed you on your journey, Miss March.
I'll see you in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Ever since I've known you, and I can't...
Laurie, I don't want to have this conversation.
I know you don't. I've tried to show you how I feel, but you refused. Joe! I spent the whole time trying to turn myself into someone good enough for you to love.
You are good enough. You've always been good enough. It's just I can't love you in the way that you want me to. I've tried, and I won't lie and say I love you like that when I don't.
Have you really, truly tried?
Really, truly. Eddie, I'm sorry. I'm so desperately sorry. Kill myself if I thought it would help.
What way would that help, Joe?
I don't know, but it would be easier than making myself love you when I don't. I don't believe in that sort of love, and I don't intend to try. I have something to tell you.
If it's about that old man, I'd rather not hear it.
What old man?
That professor you were always writing home about.
Professor Bear? We are friends, Laurie. We talk about literature and plays.
You go to philosophical symposiums together.
We went to one philosophical symposium.
If you tell me you love him, I'll be the one who kills myself.
I haven't the least idea of loving Professor Bear or anybody else.
In the end.
And so will you in the end. You grew out your hair.
I'll never love anyone but you.
Laurie, be sensible.
I'll not be sensible. I can't be sensible, Joe. I don't believe you've got any heart at all.
And I wish I hadn't.
Love cannot be forced, Laurie.
You have a bay scallop and an angel wing here. Do you want me to look the other ones up in the book? Yes.
I've known for a long time. I suspected and I wanted to be wrong, so I went to Dr. Bang so he could tell me not to be so silly.
Is that what was troubling you last autumn?
Yes.
It wasn't to do with Laurie?
Why would it be to do with Laurie? Apart from seeing him so strong and well and so full of happy plans like all of you.
But you kept it a secret. You didn't let us comfort you.
I didn't want to frighten Marmee.
You have to let us help you. You have to try to get well.
I do try. But every day I lose a little strength. It's like the tide, Joe. When it turns, it goes slowly, but it can't be stopped.
I'll stop it. I'll fight it. I'll keep you alive. Whatever I have to do, and whatever I have to give up to God. He can't be that cruel.
Will you tell Father and Marmee when we get home?
I won't have to.
But you must.
I promise.
You've timed your return to because Hannah has threatened to run them through her mangle.
Marmee.
She knew she was dying for a long time, Marmee.
All I know, I won't be able to guide her or protect her. I won't be able to be her mother. And she will need me, Joe. She'll need me.
Do the babies tire you?
Yes.
Ways braver than you knew.
Marmee thought that I shouldn't keep this in my bedroom anymore. I thought to put it in the parlor and see it for a while.
You can have a home with me. your heart, through all the pain, the grief. There are words there. And it's you.
But I don't know what the words are. I don't know what to say.
Say what is true.
My back. Sitting patient in the shadow. Leave me as a gift those virtues which have beautified your life. By Josephine March.
Thank you, Liz.
Joe, don't let the babies in. They won't get a Christmas surprise if you do.
They're with Marmee and Hannah in the kitchen.
Father showed me the editor ordered 4 stories, and as much verse as I care to write. He said that he liked them because they were pure, warm, and honest. It just broke my scissors. Amy's engaged to be married. To Laurie. He's been writing me all winter. No. I was hoping he wouldn't. Because if he had, I might have said yes. And not for the right reasons.
French button boots?
It's not an engagement, right?
Hey, Joe. Is genius burning? Or can you tolerate a visit?
I can always tolerate a visit from you, Teddy, but I'm not sure how many more surprises I can bear. Why didn't you tell anyone, Teddy? And what is that, Teddy?
Joe. But you and Amy...
Mrs. Lawrence? Yes.
Now can we go?
Not quite. We were children before, and we aren't any longer. She just wanted to be sure that you had seen the doctor.
Estelle said for him this morning, and he told me,
Which is that you've had a stroke. I want you to take some of this soup.
ordering your elders and fiddling with the sick, you've turned into an old maid, Josephine.
I prefer to think of myself as a literary spinster.
Vexation.
But mine is small, Aunt March. It's so small and so narrow, I feel it closing in on me like walls. I wasn't meant for a life like this. No. Come here. I've forgotten how to do it the pretty way. You don't have to, Joe. Class 1 over there, class 2 there, where I can see you.
And I dare say Aunt March never imagined what she'd do with it.
I don't think that old house ever made her happy, but it's brought me more joy than any castle in the air. Even if my hair is turning gray. But things can be just right.
Yes, they can.